Hey guys, today's Sunday, February the 19th of 2023, and I wanted to go with a Nifty 50, a quick little update just to kind of give you my thoughts and see what's going on, what has changed. I haven't had a chance to look at the cycles because I have been traveling all week, was in Atlanta and New Orleans, and now I'm back home. And my allergies are acting up again every time I come home. So without any further delay, let's get into the chart. As you know, this blue line, this is the weekly cycles, and these cycles are down. The yellow one is the daily. We hit a peak somewhere around here, whatever that is, January 2nd, 3rd, and the cycles are now down. And Nifty 50 has went down, kind of consolidated here. AD phase, pushback, and now popped up above this trend line. So it'll be interesting to see how this is going to play out. But if you notice volume, the Bears are more stronger in regards to volume, especially January. They stole off, and we knew January was going to be kind of like the weakest month. We got to look at seasonality and all that. I have to do a more in depth update. But so far, we knew January was going to be weak. February volume was not, the best. And this month or this week, last week, and this week that just passed, it's even a little more weaker. The MACD is still negative. It hasn't crossed over positive. We look at is that Hikanashi? Yeah, you can look at our regular candle. You can see that over here, what's interesting is that when you put the Hikanashi, it shows that this was very bearish right here, this candle. But then when you change it to regular candle, this is negative, but the volume was strong to the positive. So interesting. Hekanashi does something that changes with the volume. So you're probably better off when you want to analyze volume, put it on candle. If you want to just not look at volume and look at the candle and follow the trend, then ignore the volume because it's going to give you false signal. So something that we need to be aware of. But now looking at the volume, it may be retracing back what I said. The bulls came in strong here on the 30th. Volume was kind of flat, even though this big candle had a big sell off. It didn't really have a lot of volume to it. But the bulls did come in here, and the bulls last week was, 2 weeks ago were very strong. And last week, they were kind of flat. Now, in regards to price action, it did close above the trend line as of now. So I would like to see, and it's back in this, AD phase, even though it broke it out, but now it's back in there. And I would like to see if we could continue pushing higher. Let's go to the daily now and see what we have there. On the daily, in regards to volume, you can kind of get a better picture. You see the bears were here, the bulls came in here. And it's just kind of been dwindling now, just kind of getting weaker and weaker in regards to volume as price action continues to just float higher. We don't have a buy signal yet on the daily unless you could close above 18,202. It's not happening. Is that Hikanashi? Yeah, when you put Hikanashi, the buy signal goes even higher, 18,388. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. So this, if you're less risky, you do the Hikanashi. If you're a little more risky, then you put it at the regular candle, and it gives you a closer entry point to buy. But so far, we haven't had that yet. So even though we closed above the trend line, it's still a good sign, but not enough to give you the Momo to buy, and especially you want to take out like this area right here, which kind of lines up with this area. What's dangerous is that the daily cycle is still pointing down. The weekly has been pointing down, and I got to look at seasonality, what goes on here in February and March. So, but on the top of my head, I can't remember. I have so many instruments and so many cycles that if I do say something, it could be wrong or I'm confusing it with something else. So that's what I like to do in an in-depth chart and just kind of, show it as I'm looking at it so you could get a better idea and not deceive you or say something wrong that could, mess you guys up. But the MACD is positive as of now, and let's see what happens this week. If we could just kind of hold this and maybe go sideways and take out 18202 or 201, then it may retest that high. It may. I wouldn't rule it out. Or it could be an A, B, C correction because we know that this is a wave 5 as of now. So there's a couple of possibilities where this could go, but as of right now, let's see what the heck Hanashi is showing, and see that it's trended, pulled back, trended, and now it's kind of like pulled back or got a little negative. So we'll see. Well, hopefully you like this video. I'll keep you posted more on my thoughts on the Nifty 50. Maybe the next video I do in the next, in a week or so, it'll be more in depth, looking at the cycles, the Gann square, and other techniques I use to see where we're at.